Modern Warfare Zombies just got a pretty big update. We've known since launch that the mode has had its issues. Treyarch has already had to make drastic changes to the zombie spawn rates just to keep the servers somewhat stable. But last night's update is definitely a step in the right direction, and if anything, it's just going to make your life in the zombies mode a little bit easier until we get closer to Season 1. And make sure you're subscribed, by the way. Plenty more zombies content on the way. Season 1 launches on December 6th, and you don't want to miss gameplay of that when it goes live, along with the new Warzone map as well. Probably the biggest change that's been made to zombies with this update is a nerf to the mercenary AI. Not the zombies, but the actual, like, soldiers that have those camps on the map and go around in that convoy that you have to destroy. I don't know about you, but those mercs before the update, they had absolutely insane aim, and once you decided to engage them, they just would not stop shooting at you. Countless times I would come across those mercenary camps across the map and thought, yeah, I'll take out the mercs and I'll get the loot that's in there, only to leave the battle with less loot than what I gained from fighting them. Thankfully, Treyarch has been monitoring this, and they have now massively reduced the amount of damage to armor that the mercs do, which means you can comfortably wipe out those camps without needing an entire care package of plates stored in your bag. And on top of that, the shielded soldiers that are present in the fortress and some of the other higher tier areas around the map, they've had their fire rate reduced as well. That fortress is a hive of merc AI anyway, and the shielded soldiers were just the worst. They were invulnerable to bullets from the front thanks to the riot shield, but they would also continuously shoot you with a pistol and seemingly just never reload, so you could never get out of the line of fire. So this should make taking the fortress a little bit easier. Another positive part of the update is a change to the zombie spawn priority in favor of increasing ground spawning. Now this means you're likely to find less zombies hanging out on roofs, inside upper floors of buildings, and other places that just simply aren't on the ground. So you're probably now going to encounter less situations where you're trying to gain height to get away from zombies, and then suddenly right in front of you on the top of a roof is another group of zombies. This will probably give you more time to recover your health, maybe get some plates back in, reload your guns and other busy work before you turn back around and get stuck back in again. I've had it a few times, especially in the tier 3 zones where zombies just like to chill out on rooftops, and as we all know, being on those rooftops is a great way to just put distance between you and the zombies. It gives you a little bit of breathing room. So now the game is going to favor ground spawns more so than it did before. You're going to be able to roof hop and keep your distance from zombies if you want to. Now, when we speak about zombie spawns, you're definitely thinking about that exfil nerf the other week, where Treyarch massively reduced the number of zombies that spawn in when you call in the exfil chopper. This update last night, it didn't change that. According to Treyarch, the reason for that nerf to exfils was because of server stability, and they wanted to make sure that players could get out of matches successfully and not lose all of their gear. Right now, we're not seeing this reverted back to how it was at launch, so we can kind of just assume that Treyarch haven't solved this issue yet. That said, we don't even know if Treyarch will increase those zombie spawns back up again in the future. They never said this was just a temporary thing. I'm hoping it is temporary because those exfil horde moments were really, really cool. But it looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to find out what's happening there. Moving on, Treyarch have now fixed some big issues with some of the missions in the game. One of them, called Storm the Castle, had this really annoying bug where a critical mission item sometimes wouldn't spawn in when you killed off the warlord at the end of the mission, leaving you completely unable to complete it. So you'd have to then exfil, infill again, and try the mission from the very beginning so that you could try and complete the last checkbox at the end of the mission. Some people were really stuck on this one, needing to go through the mission multiple times. I've seen people on social media saying they had to do it more than 10 times to get it done, which is just absolutely insane, really. So thankfully, that's now been fixed, and the completion of the mission is no longer tied to just the player who lands the final bit of damage on the warlord. The completion is now squad-based, so it doesn't matter which player in the squad deals that final blow. The mission will complete for every player in the squad, assuming you've got that mission active. So if you've been stuck on Storm the Castle, you should now be good to go. Another mission that's been fixed, which I personally got stuck on the second day of Zombies, is called Interceptor. This is in Act 1, where you have to locate the mercenary convoy, you have to take it down, and then obtain the mercenary stronghold keycard. Now, for almost everyone who was attempting this mission, it would bug on one of the two parts. Sometimes it wouldn't track you taking down the convoy completely, and then other times it wouldn't track you obtaining the keycard afterwards, even though you walk over to it and you pick it straight up. Both parts have now been fixed, so if, like me, you got stuck on that for far too long, it took me, I think, 2 days to get past that mission, you should now be good to go and get that one completed. This also means if you come across a destroyed convoy and you haven't gotten the keycard part done yet, you might be able to search the convoy and pick up the keycard if somebody left it behind, and then that part of the mission will track for you, which is great news. The update last night also closed off a bunch of exploits that some players have been using in the zombies mode. I obviously won't be explaining how these work in the video, but I'll of course tell you what you can't do anymore. The exploit with the symbol monkeys and the sentry turrets has been patched, and the exploit that I saw so many people using in the tier 3 zone to duplicate score streaks like the Juggernaut and the Precision Airstrike has also been fixed as well. This was fixed a few days ago, I think, but it was included in the patch notes, so it's obviously worth mentioning. So if for the last few days you've been trying to do that duplication glitch and it's not worked anymore, now you know why. And Treyarch also fixed this really nasty bug that affected newly stowed items, acquisitions, or schematics being replaced and then lost with previously sold items that underwent a swap item menu interaction. So essentially what that means is sometimes you'd have really cool important items that you wanted to extract. When you stowed them, they'd just disappear. You'd lose them, which was really annoying. So hopefully that won't be happening anymore. I'm still a bit afraid that it will happen, but hopefully it won't. And also the weird tier 4 PackAPunch icon that was appearing for some players when they PackAPunch their gun to tier 3, that's been resolved. Treyarch says this was just a UI bug, that your gun wasn't actually tier 4 PackAPunched, it was tier 3 PackAPunch, but more importantly what I think here is that there is an icon for tier 4 PackAPunch that exists in zombies right now. That icon didn't just miraculously create itself and then appear in your HUD. That icon has to exist in the game files somewhere, so that could mean at some point in the future there will be a way to PackAPunch your gun to tier 4. Probably shouldn't have been shown off yet. I think that UI's kind of given away an idea for Treyarch in the future, but still, pretty exciting to hear that that might be a thing. Overall, this is a pretty W update in my opinion. A bunch of issues resolved to make playing the game mode easier before we get to Season 1, which of course is what we're all looking forward to. I'm still seeing plenty of server issues right now, which isn't great. Lots of laggy gameplay moments, various disconnects that happen. It really isn't a great situation, so hopefully the devs can get a handle on those. And once they do, my heart rate playing in the tier 3 zone will come down quite considerably because I won't be losing all of those items I just collected. Season 1 is going to be quite interesting with the VR11 Wonder Weapon returning to zombies from Call of the Dead. We've got the Dark Ether Rifts giving us a whole new area to explore and probably complete missions in as well, plus new weapons from the Battle Pass that we're going to have to rank up, including a new bolt-action sniper rifle. It's going to be a good time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you soon.